Hello there. With everyone stuck inside for the foreseeable future, I thought I'd put together a video of rapid-fire recommendations for horror movies you can watch right now on Netflix. I've done a similar video in the past that I'll put a title card for right here if you want to check that one out for more recommendations. Each of these recommendations/reviews will be about 30 seconds or less, so let's not waste any time and let's just get right into them. Ouija Origin of Evil is a movie from Mike Flanagan, one of the best horror directors working today. Director of Haunting of Hill House, Dr. Sleep, Hush, Gerald's Game, and Oculus. This movie centers around a family who inherits a Ouija board. It's your classic haunted house, jump scare kind of horror movie. I don't mean that as an insult, as this movie just appeals to a lot of people. Ouija Origin of Evil is fun, frightening, well acted, the story moves along pretty quickly, and there's lots of scares to be enjoyed. This is a super easy recommendation. This is a mainstream horror movie that I think a lot of people will enjoy. Shudder is a Thai film from 2004. If you enjoyed Asian horror films or their American remakes like The Ring or The Grudge, basically if you're freaked out by ghost girls with long black hair, this is an underrated movie that should be up your alley. As you may be able to tell from the title, the ghosts in Shudder appear in photography. There's a lot of really unsettling scenes with ghosts appearing in different photographs, hallways, one particularly terrifying scene in a photographer's dark room. Shudder also honestly has one of my favorite endings to any horror movie ever. I rewatched just the end before making this review and it gave me chills all over again. It is so well done and so creepy. Check out Shudder. Girl on the Third Floor is like the 4,000th movie about a couple that moves into a new house that turns out to be haunted. Even though this story is very familiar, the execution in Girl on the Third Floor is unexpected. The way the house manifests its supernatural elements is at times very gross, and at other times sexy, which I know sounds like an odd pairing, but it's true here and it works. Different parts of the house are alive and ooze out different bodily fluids. It's a pretty unique ghost story overall. I wouldn't say I loved Girl on the Third Floor, but I enjoyed it. I definitely did not regret checking this one out. Creep is one you've likely heard of or seen already, but if you haven't, watch it today. This is one of the best horror movies currently on Netflix, and one of the best found footage type movies there is. Creep is about a videographer who is hired to film a dying man's last day. This movie is intimate, there's only two characters, you spend the entire movie in a cat and mouse game between the two. It's highly nerve-wracking and suspenseful from the opening. Mark Duplass is excellent as the titular creep, bouncing back and forth between funny to sympathetic to frightening. This all builds and is capped off with a terrifying finale. I cannot recommend it enough. Watch Creep right now. Those are my rapid fire recommend. Holy fuck. Those are my rapid fire recommendations for horror movies available to watch right now on Netflix. If you're looking for any different recommendations, maybe something in a specific horror subgenre, something like another horror movie you've seen, or maybe a recommendation for a movie that's not on Netflix, maybe like Amazon Prime, Shudder, available to rent, leave a comment down below. I watch an absolutely stupid amount of horror movies and I have nothing but free time right now, so I would be more than happy to create a list for you or recommend some specific movies. Speaking of free time, I've recorded I think now 5 reviews today that I will be uploading in the coming weeks. It only took a global pandemic for me to have a consistent upload schedule. So look out for those videos in the future. I am now only about 7 subscribers away from the big 200, so I'm expecting a plaque in the mail any day. Anyway, that is the video. I will see you next week.